Wearing, kids stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. Check, we Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry for spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phrase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Ric Flairing on him. Ric Flairing on him. Ric Flairing on him. Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeant is with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered a leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? You already know what it is. It's your boy back again with our. Hey, listen. Hey, very simply, post-game show from Pajot State, Southern University comes down. And if I'm being honest, the score really isn't indicative of how bad Southern really looked. They never. Okay, listen. First of all, let me give credit to Paho State for coming out with a win in a bounce back game, right? Both of these teams, I feel really needed to have this game, regardless if there's an out of conference game or not. So you can talk about the rivalry, you can talk about the hatred that these two teams have for one another, but off the core of just getting a win and going into an off week or going into another game, you definitely wanted that momentum. Now, the thing I'm going to keep saying that I think is going to be indicative of Paho State going forward is the identity that they play with. They play. I keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. They know who they are, and they're not going to play with. They're not. Maurice Harris and TC Taylor are not going to have this team play outside of itself. They are going to do what they do, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, they'll lose. It's really that simple. And for me, the way that Maurice Harris calls the game, and I'm going to keep saying it. Listen, Jason Brown can't do shit over 10 yards. I don't, listen, if you're not watching the same game, I don't understand. I don't get it, right? Paho State cannot make the throws over 10 yards. They suck at it. Absolutely suck. But that's not who they are. And you know what the offensive coordinator does? Okay, cool. You can't make that throw. I'll give you easier throws to make underneath. I'll give you the spacing concepts. I'll give you the drag routes, the wheel routes. I'll give you all of that involved with I'll give you all of those things involved to make it easier for you to read the game, see the game, and play your game, right? And then at the end of the day, when you have Irv Mulligan in the backfield, it's a good day. It's going to be a good day. Now, for Southern, I feel bad for Southern fans because this is what you asked for. The J-Max, the Ali, Al, whatever, like Al, J-Max, all Reggie Flood, all them Bamas, they asked for this bum. They asked for him. Oh, he knows Louisiana. He can recruit New Orleans. He'll be good for Southern. He was under Pre Richardson. You asked for this. And this is what you're getting. You are getting what you paid for. And it's not good. It is not good. If it was possible, you should be returning the groceries. Listen, Costco got a great return policy, okay? You can return anything back to Costco and they'll take that joker happily back. You need to return Dooley wherever you got him from. PV is thanking their heavenly stars that you took him off of his hand because I don't understand what Dooley is. Dooley has been living off of quarterbacks, 2 quarterbacks. He's been living off of 2 quarterbacks his whole life, his whole career. He's been living off of 2 quarterbacks. That is Devontae Kincaid and Ben from UAB. He has been living off of those 2 guys. And I think BJ told me he had a guy at PV that was really cold as well. But I'm not understanding the infatuation for Dooley. And if I'm telling you right now, if anybody jumps on your anybody comes on Facebook, right, and tells you for week 2 that it was player execution, you out your goddamn mind. You're out of your goddamn mind. Now, are there throws that Harold Blood missed? Absolutely. He missed the post route to Jalen Howard. He missed the go route to another guy. He missed throws. Absolutely. Right. But the times that if you just watch the game, every single route is over like 8 yards. I'm like, why? Why are the routes so deep? Why? Why do you have guys running seams and 10 to 12-yard digs and 10 to 12-yard? It doesn't make any sense when Paho State is literally playing 8 to 10 yards off as a DB. It doesn't make any sense. And I'll say this: what really bothered me is Southern's defense. Right? What you cannot have, and there was a great response by Paho State. Right? You cannot have a scoring drive and then Paho State comes back and throws a one-play touchdown. A one-play touchdown. Like if you're talking about a momentum killer, that's the definition of a momentum killer. At home. They did a one-play touchdown drive at your crib. Y'all need to go listen to that prime pregame speech. It's personal. Like y'all you literally listen. Y'all let this team come in and literally take your wheel. I mean, that's what they did. I mean, they literally came in. They didn't make you quit. They didn't do that. But they punked you. But that's the style of football they play. They play a in your face, smash mouth style football. And if you can't compete, if you can't handle it for 4 quarters, they're going to wear you down. It just is what it is. And I'm telling you right now, the fact that people are on this Dooley bandwagon so intently it's mind-boggling to me, because this is the definition of bad coaching all the way around. Listen, I'm not going to be on here long. So if you have something to say, you need to call in and say what you got to say. Say your piece, because I'm not about to be here answering 5 or 10 calls like at my last 2 minutes. I ain't doing that today. So if you got something to say about the game or about whatever else you want to talk about, please call in and get it off your chest. 518-263-8124. And Coach Green, you need to meet the piper. You need to. Yeah, it's past his bedtime, Aubrey. He asked for you when the game first started, though. He definitely asked for you when the game first started, though. So if you go back and watch the watch party early in the show, he was like, "Is Aubrey?" He's like, "Aubrey, are you there? Aubrey, are you there?" So he was definitely waiting for you. 8386 coming to you, then Rocky coming to you. Hey, what's up, caller? You live?
That's good for your brother.
What's good?
Man, look, I was at this game. When I tell you I'm not going to another Southern University game this year, I'm not going. I was beyond pissed, because what I see is the same shit that I've been seeing way with Pete Richardson was that. I'm seeing you do dumbass plays left and right. You're doing the same. He's a man calling the same type of plays that Mike Orlando called when he was there. They need to fire the head coach, the offensive coordinator. I know they're both the same. Get rid of that. Get rid of the damn AD. All of them need to go. Because I tried to tell them, the OGs, when they was on campus, begging for Dooley, that the man couldn't even beat something. I'm sorry, not Stuff, Odom. He couldn't even beat Odom. I think he beat Odom one time. All of his teams, when he played Odom went out there and punked him, because all Dooley's teams were soft. They were all soft. You go and punch them in the mouth, they all lay down, they start crying. They all did the same. He done brought that same shit. Now he's on campus. And I got the problem with the old guys, because they the ones that push with it. They love that suits and all this kind of shit. But the man cannot, he garbage. And I ain't got no problems with him as a person. Now, I'm going to say this, too. This is another epiphany that hit me. I think that this is divine judgment because of how he handled Bubba. That's what I think.
That's
Think
good.
about it. Look how he handled Bubba.
Yeah.
I think this is divine judgment that everybody's paying for how he handled Bubba. He handled Bubba foul. I was talking to people in the stands all day about that, and they was all talking about how fucked up, excuse my friend, he handled Bubba. Like how he was telling that man he might as well don't come to practice and all this kind of stuff. How you supposed to be a man, but you can't be shitting on nobody's dreams. You're not supposed to do that. But this what he went out there and did to this boy, and I think as a result, I think he did it. The whole team is under chastisement behind it. Because some of this stuff just don't make no damn sense. Some of it just don't make no sense. You can't even wrap your mind around this kind of stuff. And you're like, how in the hell you decide to throw a flare-out pass when you need like 16 yards for a first down? This what you do?
Yeah,
you don't even try
it was like what, 3rd and 17 or second? Yeah, it was like 3rd and 17. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
The dumbest. I couldn't even. I'm just like, wow, man. I'm need to go ahead on and go home. And then the bounce of the ball don't lie. Every bounce of the ball went against you. Man, that's Kofi in the outfield or something. I don't know what in the world going on, but I tell you what, I know that's judgment. That's what I think it is, and I think we're not gonna make it to no championship and all this, none of this stuff. I think he needs to just sit there and wallow in it, and I think until he fix things up with that damn what he did to Bubba, it's gonna keep being like this. He needs to make things right with Bubba because the whole team suffering for him sitting around here pretending to be a man of God, but you handled this man foul. And you act like you ain't did a doggone thing. And if I don't know nothing, I know God allow you to wallow in your mess until you decide to fix what you did wrong. So until he fixes it, I think that's what's going to happen. And I'm going to stay my little happy behind at my house because I can be mad at home. I could be mad at my damn house. I paid Super Bowl price for tickets when I could have stayed at my house and been pissed off and would have did all that for free.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm heated. I'm upset. I'm leading the charge for him to either get himself an offensive coordinator or they let him go. Because he a hell of a recruiter. I can't take that from him. But he don't need to be calling these guys doggone Coach Orlando, Pete Richardson ass plays.
Okay. Hey, man, appreciate the call, man. Oh, that is too funny. Rocky, I'm gonna come to you last because you be long-winded. I want to get to some of these new callers. 7126 coming to you. Hey, call you live.
Yes. I wanted to talk about Grambling, what you saw tonight early on, and what do you think they could actually do the rest of the season? That defensive coordinator is pissing me off. But outside of that, I really see some parallels between, when they lost bad early to Louisville, the 2000 team, and then, maybe springboarding it, to do well in the SWAC. So just wanted your opinion on that. I know FAMU was going to be tough. I got a chance to catch some of that game. FAMU is going to be a problem, but I just wanted your insight on that.
I think for Grambling, you want every game to be a shootout. I think offense to offense. I think there's no better offense in the SWAC outside of Grambling. I think Grambling is the best offense in the SWAC. The situation is, listen, Cedric Thornton's not a good defensive coordinator, and G said it when he left Alcorn. G said it was an upgrade, and I was like, I don't know, G. But now looking back on it, absolutely losing. Alcorn losing Cedric Thornton is probably one of the biggest upgrades in their defense. His defense is just not good, and he doesn't. Well, I wouldn't expect him to beat LSU anyway, right? You know what I'm saying? But
No.
the Hampton, watching Norfolk beat Hampton the way they did lets you know how winnable that game was, because Norfolk just lost to Virginia State. So
yes.
I know games don't mean one game doesn't mean that you'll win another game and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all relative, right? Well, it's not relative, but Grambling has one of the best offenses in the SWAC, point blank period. Now it's high, like it's literally high flying, but it all depends on if the defense can step up. If they get a solid defense, nobody should want to see Grambling. They're a problem. They're an offensive problem.
Well, what I don't understand is, wasn't Marvin Lewis supposed to come in and play that analyst role just like,
how did it?
Just like what they had at Jackson State? So what is going on with that?
I don't know anything. For that. I know Marvin came down for the spring game. But I do not know, if he was officially supposed to take the job or anything like that. So that I cannot speak on. But if you give them Alcorn's defensive coordinator, you give them Alabama State's defensive coordinator, you give them any one of those guys defensive coordinators, Grambling will be a hard team to beat. Grambling will be a hard team to beat. Last question before I let you go.
Well, it's not really a question. I was just a follow-up statement. Why don't you give Terrence Graves a shot at defensive coordinator? He was the interim head coach before Hugh Jackson took over, and Southern's defense don't seem to look half bad. So all his years coaching in SWAC, he never got a chance to coordinate his own defense. So I would consider that route, because Cedric Thornton, he's just not getting it done.
Nah, he's definitely not. Well, I appreciate the call though. Yeah, Grambling's a scary team. I really wouldn't want to see them offensively. They could be a problem. Jay, coming to you. What's up, Mr. Gibson?
Andele, Scotty. Andele. This is Owen. This is Owen too. Calling from Baton Rouge.
Oh my goodness.
I'm looking for Perry White. Have you seen him? I made friends with him tonight. He's such a good friend.
Oh my God.
I love Perry. I can't wait to see him on Monday. Bye for now.
All right.
See you later.
All right. Bye, Owen. Oh my goodness. Y'all members is crazy. Oh man. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. That's what they say. 0187. Coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
What up, Scotty?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Man, it's here out of Baton Rouge, man.
It's not a good day to be from Baton Rouge, I'll tell you that.
Bro, it's not, dude. Let me tell you something. I left at halftime.
Whoa.
Bro, let me tell you something. Dooley needs to be fired like yesterday. The offensive play calling was ridiculous. It was sad. And I'm telling you, dude, if this dude don't either get somebody in there to take his place to call plays, or they fire him on the spot, I'm telling you, the whole stadium was on fire.
Wow.
We left at halftime, bro, because it was utterly ridiculous with what we were seeing. Harold Blood is horrible. Nobody wants to say it, but it is what it is. This dude, he should have pulled him. And he didn't. He refused to pull him. He gonna ride and die with Harold Blood, and he gonna cost us the season if we haven't already. Dude, the stadium was in an uproar. So you gonna hear about it, because I know Pierre gonna talk about it Monday. I ain't gonna say too much, but I wanted to give you some insight on what just happened in the stadium. Man, if somebody could have shot Dooley and not went to jail, they would did it tonight. So I'm telling you, if hell tell the captain here in Baton Rouge, partner, he got to go. Period. But look, bro, you have a good night. I had to call in tonight on that too, though, and let you know what was going on. But I'm gonna see you Monday, though, bro.
Okay. Oh my
right,
God, that man said if somebody could have shot Dooley and not go to jail. That man said if somebody could have shot Dooley and not go to jail. Oh.
You about to lose your job. 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 You about to lose your job.
Oh man, that is funny. Jesus Christ, that is funny. 0851 coming to you. JB and Rocky, I see you.
How you doing today, Scotty?
What's up?
Man, we pissed. Well, the Brave Nation, we good and pissed off right now. Well, we are witnessing the demise of Steve McNair. He showed up for game number 2 with a piss poor product on the field.
That's
two
tough.
safeties in a game.
Two safeties?
Two safeties.
Yikes.
The defense straight. But, I mean, we need to give Elliot Rodman either a Tecmo Bowl playbook or Madden number 7 playbook, because you ran the ball at the middle 17 times in the game for 26 yards.
Whoa.
You on the 1 yard line and ran 3 plays in a row up the middle.
Yikes.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
McNair on the sideline chewing bubblegum, looking up at the stars. Now, I'm just telling you right now, I don't know who matter, but I believe our Brave Nation more matter than Jaguar Nation right now.
Listen,
I promise you that right now.
I'm gonna say this, and I told G this, and I couldn't really go hard because G is like a official, unofficial ambassador of Alcorn. I told him straight up, I never liked Elliot Rotten. I never liked him. The white man that I don't know why, because from what I've been hearing, people have wanted Fred to fire him for the last 3 years, but he's so loyal.
Hold on, let's break it down. He already holding 3 Super L's. You lost to the same team 3 times. Then you went back to Atlanta. You lost to NCCU. Then you had a 24.0 lead against Stephen F. Austin, and you kicked yourself out of that game and lost that game. And now you start out 2 games in a row. The first game, first play of the game, interception, and everything went downhill from there. The second game, first play of the game, safety. And it went downhill from there.
How do you get a first play of the game safety? That doesn't even make sense to me. Like, even if you don't catch the ball, it comes out to the 20-yard line, like the 25-yard line. So how do you get a first play safety?
Block punt, go out the back of the end zone.
Oh, block. Oh, wow. Oh, special teams is still a problem. Wow.
Did the second safety because you ran the play up the middle and you ain't been getting no yards up the middle all game. You run the ball at the 3 and out. You try to kick another punt. The kicker's foot out of bounds. Safety number 2.
Oh man, that's crazy.
You bring in another quarterback because the first quarterback, I guess he knew he was doing so bad. He faked an injury because he limped to the sideline. Then they got to carry him to the bench. So you put Aaron Allen in first play touchdown. So you trying to get back, but you want to run the middle some more. You want to sabotage yourself. I mean, after watching Dion play and how organized the wide receiver routes, it was no cross routes. This is just piss post football right here. This is he got to go, man. Alcorn is bigger than a coach. And after we had Jay Hobson, and we have seen a steady decline of Steve McNair year after year, you can't win the big game ever, no matter who it is. It's over.
That's tough, man. Appreciate the call. Listen, Jesus, man. I want to know where Coach Green's at. Because he always got everything for everybody, but he ain't over here today. He called in right before I got off. I missed him, but I want to see what Coach Green is. JB, coming to you. What's up, JB?
Hey, Scotty. How you doing, sir?
What's up, man?
Yo, man. I'm going to give the good and the bad and the ugly.
Okay, talk to me.
The good and see, it's 4 teams. There are 2 wins and 2 dubs. First of all, Mama Mater, who we officially call Little Bill, finally got the Schneider, even though it was a Division 2 team. Hey, 31-6. Woody gets his first win. We'll take it from there. And Scotty, I hate D2 games, but guess what? That confidence boost was needed with the crap we went through. But I'll take it. The second piece of good, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, Scotty, but I got to give it up to Pothole State. They got drugged last weekend, but then they came in, hostile environment, and they got a big win.
All right.
Now, 2 losses. Now, I felt bad for Morgan State today. That was a very winnable game. They could have mailed it in against Akron in the second half, but they kept fighting. And the fumble at the end, God, that was painful.
That to me is like,
dude, that hurt me watching that.
That's like HBCU football, like encapsulated, like right in that one play.
Oh my
like
God.
You got the game right there. You could just literally took a knee and punted the ball back to them, and the game would have been over. And that's what you do. So
yes.
Yeah, absolutely horrible.
Yes, and then the second good, and I won't say FAMU. FAMU hung with USF. No, it was an FBS game, but FAMU, they kept fighting. They were in it until the end. But I got to tell you something, man. They got to be careful because they got West Florida next weekend, which is a D2 game. And if they're not careful, that could be a loss. But hopefully they work out the stuff they got going on too. Anyway, that's my good. The bad, another D2 loss for the SWAC. Losing to Miles at home, Alabama State. Come on, man. That can't happen, dude. And
yes, it can.
ugly,
Yes, it can. You know why? You know why it can? Because you got Demetrius Davis at quarterback. That's exactly. That's why that happens. Is listen, man. I keep trying to. Everybody gets on here and loves to bash me of some. I'm like, but listen. At the end of the day, football is football. It's very easy to see what it is. And Demetrius Davis is not a quarterback. And the fact that Alabama State is allowing Eddie Robb to try to convince everybody at Alabama State like he is. Listen. Take his ass back to real estate because that's not a quarterback. And you have a quarterback on your. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
You're good. And then the ugly. I gotta go with PV and Alcorn. 2 FCS out of conference games against Southland teams, and you get dragged both of them. Especially PV getting dragged 45-7 at home to Abilene Christian.
Listen.
Now we're talking.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, I want to. It's absolutely beautiful. Mud stomped, okay? That's what I wanted to see. Yeah. Abilene Christian, mud stomped PV. I love it.
Yes. SWAC in general, man. Hope some of the SWAC taking the next step and whatnot. If you're the SWAC, you cannot lose games like that with those kind of margins to other schools, FCS, especially in a geographic footprint. That absolutely cannot happen. Is your boy Andrew Body going to transfer?
I do not know, but he definitely sat out today because of his shoulder. So,
gotcha. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Okay, that I didn't know. Okay, well, thank you much, though, man.
No problem,
that's all I got.
Appreciate it. Yeah, Andrew did not play today. Sat out because of his shoulder. Let me say this, right? I want to say this, and I want to make this very clear. These next 3 games for Southern could be 0-4. Owen, I want to be very clear. Owen could be knocking at the door of Southern. Owen could be knocking at the door because A&M defensively, they have gotten better. They're still iffy at the quarterback position, but UAPB is not a slouch. They don't have the greatest offense. They don't have the greatest defense, but they just went down to the wire with Tennessee State, and Tennessee State is not a slouch. So, and the way Southern can't find offense allows any team to be in the game. I'm going to say that again. If you're a Southern fan, the way that Dooley cannot help you get points on the board would always keep a bad team in the game because I'm not down by that much. All right, Rocky, coming to you.
Hey, bro, old boy who called first, who said somebody got a voodoo doll dressed in a Gucci suit, and that's why Southern can't win. That's the best take I done heard all year, bro. that take of somebody is got a curse on Dooley because of what he did to Bubba. Like, that was a hell of a take, man, and that may explain everything that's going on and stuff. You know what I mean? But here's what I wanted to ask you, Scotty, straight up. Is this a situation where the head coach needs to fire the play caller in order to save his job?
He's the play caller.
Again, is it a situation where the AD administration, because they losing the fan base, right?
Yeah.
And I think Julie has some value as far as being a guy that the people can rally around, the people of Southern can rally around, right? I think that has value, right? But is the play caller destroying his opportunity as a head coach in Southern?
I think it's becoming one of those situations where I'm trying to think of, like, Mike McCarthy, right? Like, when Mike McCarthy...
No, Jason Garrett.
Same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you say Jason Garrett, like, you take the play calling away from him, and then you still lose because of his clock management or because he can't run. It's something.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It becomes something because, to me, I think the biggest thing is this. You can't be considered an offensive guru and not call your plays. I just can't rock with that. I just can't rock with that. You know what I'm saying? Like Willie Simmons. I hear nothing. Let me tell you for real. I know I say Willie going Willie, but that's always with clock management and game management situation. He has a hard time with managing the game. But every coach that I've talked to about Willie Simmons or any former player of Willie Simmons, they say that dude is a freaking offensive genius. He can scheme it up.
He got a bag, bro. He got a bag.
Dog, they say that Bama can scheme it up. And let me tell you the total opposite. Any coach that I've talked about with Dooley who's played against him, they say, Scotty, it is very mundane. He's going to run the same thing every single time. And the only thing and that's why he always needs a mobile quarterback, because the mobile quarterback gets him out of trouble when things don't go well. So they can, when it breaks down, they can buy time and then make the play. So that's the stuff I hear about when it comes to, those two different guys and offensively. So I think what's happened is just everything is catching up to Dooley. And he's not catching up with the times, and nor is he being innovative enough to stay on top. I really believe that.
But what I'm saying is, is there some value in having him as a head coach and having another person call the plays? Like, because I think at this point, he's losing the fan base. The people are very frustrated with the way things are going. And can he separate him? Of course, as the head coach, he's always going to be responsible for everything that happens. But he's specifically getting blamed for the unproductive the offensive futility, right?
Yeah.
So can he not to scapegoat somebody else, but to just say, the whole team needs my focus, and I'm gonna let this guy, whoever on this staff, call plays from here on out, while I focus on the entirety of the team. And can he say, I ain't gonna say save face, but can he, in some way, separate himself from the ineffective offensive production? I'm gonna get off and let you respond, bro.
All right, too easy. Appreciate the call, Rock. Let me say this to Rocky's point. I'll say this: if Hugh Jackson can do it, I want to be very mindful. Hugh Jackson is not calling plays at Grambling. It is Tony Hull, okay? TonyHull, double hockey sticks. So if Hugh Jackson, who has been at the highest of levels, who has been a successful play caller in the NFL, if he is willing to give up his play calling duties because he's like, hey, this ain't me, I need something different, I think Dooley should be looking into that bag as well. That's just my little 2 cents, right? Because you're going to go down with this ship, and your ship has so many holes. And who is to say that you can't find a young and up-and-coming coach that has a great offensive mind that can see? This is the thing that I think is a pride thing with Dooley, right? Because if you found the right person, okay, stay with me here. Give me some time, right? Let me stick with me. Let me get some time here. This is why I think it won't work with Dooley. If Dooley gets a young and up-and-coming offensive play caller or offensive-minded guy, he's going to try to pull rank when it comes to what he calls, right? Because he's the older guy. I've been here. I've done that, right? So it's always that push and pull that you won't give the young man, his credit or you won't let him run with it, right? You'll give it to him, but it has to be done your way. That's the vibes I get from Dooley and the control aspect that he wants to have, right? That he won't let go of the reins. We can add that, but it still has to be underneath this, or you have to call it that, or it got to be a part of this system. That's the vibes I get when I think about Dooley not giving up play calling and what the situation can come up. If Dooley was smart and he could take a step back, he could extend his coaching career if he just hired great coordinators. right? If you go find a young, great offensive-minded guy who can come in and relate to the kids, relate to the coaching staff, you know what I'm saying, and can call and can coach his butt off, you know what I'm saying? I think he could extend his career at Southern. But if you want to go down with the ship, calling the plays that you call, you're gonna be in a world of trouble. You know what I'm saying? And listen, there's been some coaches on his staff that are great offensive-minded people, right? His time at PV, he had Ted White, right? He had John Williams, who is now the OC at Benedict, and then he had Mark Frederick, all young, offensive-minded guys, and he had KJ Black. So you had these guys that none of them you allowed to call plays, and you just did what you want to do. I'm telling you, if you're a young offensive-minded coach, you don't want to be underneath Dooley because he won't give you the reins. Listen, Willie Simmons is in high regard as an offensive-minded guy, and we still know KJ Black was a part of the offensive calling system because he told us. He told us, hey, me and KJ, we work on the offensive scheme for the quarterbacks and offense. Come on, man. Like, it's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Dre, coming to you.
Yeah, man. It comes down to ego. You know, do you want to win at all costs? You know, I think they talk about Billy Napier in Florida. He get ready to go down with the ship because he's calling his own plays. Dooley was smart. You got all them schools that's in Louisiana. Get him a young analyst that's hungry for an OC job. Give him the reins. Let him do his thing. You might have him only for a couple of years, but it's gonna make you look a lot better because you're still the head coach.
Exactly.
But ego, meaning the ego comes in where you know you want the credit. You want to be like you want to hold on to your offensive genius. Nah, he should go right to all them schools that's in Louisiana and Texas. Find you a young 20, 25 or 30-year-old analyst who's hungry to get an OC position.
I agree.
Just give him the reins and be hands off.
I agree, man. To me, listen, it's I really I'm gonna say this. I think Pajot State deserves credit for just doing what they do. I always respect a team that's just gonna do what they do, and you got to stop them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it reminds me of those old Cowboys teams or those old Denver Broncos teams. Like, you knew what they were going to do. I'm not about to sugarcoat this. I'm not about to sprinkle no razzle dazzle on it. I'm a zone stretch left. I'm a zone stretch right, and I'm a play action off of it, and we gonna do what we do. You just gotta stop it, and you gotta respect that. But see, the thing about it, I'm gonna keep saying it. Southern has no identity. That is the most frustrating thing about watching Southern play. You don't know who you can trust offensively. You can't trust Harold Blood. You making Jalen Howard look like he was a scrub when he was a baller at PV, and he was just going through quarterbacks left and right, but still putting up 800, 900 yards. You know what I'm saying? So I do not understand. I do not understand how Southern is 2 games into the season and you don't know who you are or what your team is. I do not understand that.
Yeah, I mean, and eventually the fan base and the people who the brain trust, the OGs at Southern, they're going to be knocking on the AD's door like, hey, we're going to want your head because you wanted this. You didn't want to interview nobody else. This is your decision. And when you losing like this, you lost to your rival, and you know, hell, this is the third time in a row they've lost to him. So, yeah, I think it comes down to ego. And They gonna look bad because Dewey still doesn't know how to scout a quarterback. Or
he doesn't.
You got all that. I'm going.
Go ahead, Dre.
I'm going right into my table. I'm like, whoever, I'm going through everybody. I'm going to Bowden. I got to get some type of production out of that position.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair, man. Hey, Dre, did y'all win today?
No, we did not. No, we did not. It was close up until the fourth quarter.
What was the score?
It was close. We lost 30-16.
I told y'all. I told Dave y'all were trash. I told Dave y'all was trash. It wouldn't even. I knew that wouldn't. That was probably the easiest pick of the week right there. Y'all not good. Y'all bad. Y'all a bad team. Y'all a bad football team. It's just a bad football team.
That's our first year. We're gonna be better than some of them teams in the SWAC, though. Better believe that.
I don't know. I mean, you probably could be Southern. I mean, I give you that. Yeah, and that's not saying much. But yeah. Okay, I appreciate the call, though, Dre. Let me say this, right? Once again, got to give credit to Pajot State. You got to give it to them. Got to give it to them. But I don't want to say but. As well as if I'm a Southern fan, I'm calling for Jason, whatever his name is, Jason Rollins. What's his name? What's the AD name? Let me make sure. Let me go up here. I know somebody put it in the chat. Banks. Roman Banks. That's what that Bama's name is. Listen, let me say this. Roman Banks. Yo, he got to go. This is what I'm talking about when I keep talking about the ineptitude of these trash-ass ADs who be making these trash-ass hires because you my frat brother. That shit is annoying, right? Alabama State hires Eddie Robb. Why? The president and him are in the same Omega chapter, and he pledged Eddie Robinson. So how does a real estate agent walk into a head coaching job? It's because your frat brother is the president who pledged you into the flat. You know how Roman Banks hires Eric Dooley without interviewing anybody else? Because everybody's throwing up the circles with the three little fingers behind it. You know that game that everybody be playing like, oh, you see that? Yeah, that's what they throwing up. Like, hey, you see this? Right? That's everybody throwing up that. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then they go shimmy at the damn press conference. Ooh, you got a cane? Ooh, cane. Ooh, cane. Oh, cane. Oh, that dumb stuff. Because he my frat brother, I'm going to give him the opportunity. So I would do this. Whoever is on top of, whoever is the boss of Roman Banks, fire his ass first, bring in a new AD, and then put Dooley on a short ass leash because ain't nobody about to pay that buyout. He ain't even worth the buyout. Deal with that, okay? Deal with it. Deal with it all. Dooley is not worth paying for a buyout. He ain't worth it. First of all, he's too damn old. You picked him, live with it, okay? Live with his ass. So we gonna ride his ass out no homo till he go out to pasture, and then you gonna bring in a new head coach. Because if I'm being honest, it ain't even worth giving him a buyout. It ain't. It really ain't. Cal, coming to you. What's up, Cal?
Damn, got my head in water.
You said what?
Yo, my mouth on water. Got my mouth on water.
Go ahead.
I'm drinking. Well, first and foremost, somebody owe me some money in this damn check. He's a moderator, a member of something. He'll make some money. Tell me to run back 100.
Oh, who's that? You did you write the name down?
No, I took a screenshot of it. Teldrin Lakers, what the hell that is?
Teldrin.
You know,
I know who Teldrin is. Yeah. I know. Yes, my guy.
he can run back that 100. I bet money on that.
Mm.
But Dooley is somebody. This is gonna sound bad, but I'm gonna be truthful. I don't think Dooley's a bad coach, but he's not a good or great coach either. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody that's gonna be like the weather the storms, that guy. You know what I'm saying? This is like my intermediate coach, where it's like I need a guy that's gonna keep me like 65, 74 until I can find my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is like this ain't my guy, but I'm waiting to get my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't gonna take me to the promised land, but he ain't gonna just let me fall off a cliff. Well, he's about to fall off a cliff. But that being said, they're them piss-colored bastards down there in Southern. They can't get no barbecue, as Mike Reed said. Fuck them. They're another L to take on for a whole another year. Hey, but tell that dude to run me my money, though.
Yeah,
Bring me my money.
Yeah,
All right, bro,
he's in the chat. He's in the chat, Cal. Go ahead, hit him up. Teldrin, go ahead, pay your money. Listen, you know, over here in the off script, you pay your debts. Now, if I got to wear a PV shirt, y'all members need to pay up, right? And I will happily wear the PV shirt this week. It actually comes in on Wednesday, and when I wear it, I'm gonna put the Abilene Christian one right beside it, right there. I'm gonna have the Abilene Christian score right beside it. 45-7, baby. Trash. Exactly. Still trash. 82-58 coming to you. Hello, you're live.
I'm sorry. Hey, Scott, this is Marquise.
What's up, Marquise?
Yeah, man, you can't believe I know both of my tickets on sports betting on that Houston Whites game.
Oh, I ain't watching, so I don't know.
Yeah, because I think it was 43-41.
Dang, that's tough.
Yeah, I know it's both of mine on sports betting. Yeah, and Grambling LSU won big against Grambling 72-10.
LSU's supposed to win big over Grambling. That's nothing new.
Yeah. I was watching that Colorado game. I won that.
I don't care about your bets. Why you gonna call me and tell me about your bets? I don't give two shits. Like, what are you doing? Oh, you know, I wasn't going. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. We talking about Jackson. You always talking about Colorado. Calling on a watch party what I did with my son with Colorado. That was your time to get your 2 cents in. Not here. Oh, you know, Scotty, I don't give two shits. Not even, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. Stop it. Anyway, let me say this. I'm gonna say this because this is a tough one. Because I want people that begged for Dooley, especially J-Max. Especially J-Max. He got to get all this smoke because I remember J-Max. Oh, I knew Dooley was coming. Oh, you know, I knew Dooley got the job when he beat us at PV. Oh, I knew he had the job. Oh yeah, we want him. He better go hide those episodes because I'm gonna go find them. I'm gonna clip the shit out of him. He better go hide them. He better put them in private because I'm gonna clip the mess out of him because you asked for this. You asked for this. And he is not delivering. Your recruiting class ain't it. Your quarterbacks ain't it. The play calling ain't it. 48-43 coming to you.
Hey, Scotty, how you doing?
What's up, man? What's your name? Where you call from?
Mike, I'm calling from Charlotte.
Talk to me.
It's like maybe you know more about this, but is there like any possibility that maybe Dooley, like the NCAA, will allow Dooley to hire like somebody like to develop his quarterback, like during like the summer camps and stuff? Is there anything preventing him from doing that?
No, it's nothing preventing him. Like, you know, there's a camp called the HBCU Elite Camp, and it's put on by a HBCU graduate. She allows quarterbacks and receivers to come out there, and they get group training with one of the QB coaches that coached Deshaun Watson. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there is opportunity. You got Price Elite QBs down in, I think it's Birmingham, either Montgomery or Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? He works with quarterbacks. So there's plenty of opportunities to get work if you know what you're looking for. You know what you're looking at.
Yeah, but my thing is like, is there anything preventing him from like putting somebody like that on his staff? Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who can constantly there to help develop his quarterbacks, because like
he got Willie Tyson. He hired QB coach Willie Tyson, one of the most legendary QBs to ever play in college football.
It damn sure don't look like it. Cause my thing is, it just seemed like Dooley, it just seemed like he's just there for the money. Like he's spending money on Gucci suits and shit like that, but it just seemed like he really don't even care about coaching.
I mean,
yeah, like that's just my little 2 cents. But pretty soon, I think they're gonna end up walking him out the door anyway.
Listen, I'll tell you this: if Dooley goes 0-4, it is because he has a possibility of going all the time. Shout out to Showtime Webb, legend in the game. If he has a possibility to go 0-5, legitly, I want to be very clear. He has listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, if he sniffs 1-4 or 0-5, Baton Rouge will burn down. Do you hear what I mean? Yeah. Listen, that hump will be flat. Oh, come over the hump. Come on, that hump will be flat. Do you hear what I'm saying? So if he sniffs 0-4 or 1-4, it's going to be a problem in Baton Rouge. And what's going to make it even worse is the SWAC groups, because they are just going to go in on Southern. If you lose to listen, I'm telling you, there's a possibility that you can lose all 3 of your next games. You got A&M, Pine Bluff, and FAMU. None of those games are gimmies, especially the FAMU. The FAMU game, they probably going to wax you like nobody's business. Because if you're still playing with Harold Blood, that's going to be the easiest game they got. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, you got to go to Pine Bluff, right? And A&M got to meet you. So A&M is a little but that's a possibility you can lose that game because you still playing Harold Blood. You don't know who you are. So it's a lot to that, man. It's a lot. And I think A&M is getting more comfortable with their defense. So I'm telling you, you can sniff 0-4 and at least 1-5. You can sniff it. You can sniff it.
Yeah, and my last question is like, you see what they are doing at Alabama State, like with Demetrius Davis, like keeping the ball out of his hands. Like, how does a defensive coordinator, you know what I'm saying, game plan against that? And then, like, once they start to stop it, like, what's the offensive coordinator's counter move?
You can't counter move when your counter move is to take the ball out of your own quarterback's hands. Because the only counter move is to put it back into his hand. And that's what you're trying to not do. What I really want people you got to give Harry Williams Jr. so much credit because he is working with 2 hands tied behind his back. He is like literally trying to not let Demetrius Davis lose them the game or put them in positions to have them lose the game. So he's calling games that normally you wouldn't see play callers call, but he has to do it. Why? Because Eddie Robinson wants Demetrius Davis to be the quarterback. And now this is what you're seeing. So they're going to be a limited team. Somebody told me like the Alabama State and FAMU game is going to be good. I said, not if Demetrius Davis is playing. FAMU is going to eat. That game is not even going to be competitive. Now, if they bring in the backup, now you might see some difference. You might see some different things and blah, blah, blah. Might be a little bit more competitive. But if they play Demetrius Davis, I got FAMU 30-10. Like, it's not even going to be close. And as long as
Hell, it might be. They might put a 50-piece on.
Nah, not with Musa needing bifocals. That Bama can't hit the broadside of a barn. Jesus Christ. I don't know what is going on with Musa. But, hey, man, appreciate the call. I don't know what's going on with Musa. That Bama need bifocals. He need them little giant goggles. I don't know what it is, but his vision has been off. Coach Green, coming to you.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? You know, people been asking about you.
Oh, they always ask about. I had to take care of some business with Timona first.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I had to listen to.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, everybody. You know, I want to make sure people know I don't run. You know, and I had to listen to her nonsense.
No, I mean,
known.
I don't listen, man. I look at it like this. How can somebody tell you not to run when they went like 4 days without doing a live? I'm confused. How can somebody, when they lost the fam, I ain't see nobody show up. I listen, I ain't see no YouTubes. I ain't see nothing. So it's just funny to me how people want to say you running, but they don't want to do no lives for like 3 days. But
yeah, you know, they start hitting me all up on Twitter and everything. So I said, you know what, I'll show up. I ain't gonna run. I can take my L's. I'm used to this. Shoot, I coach for a living, so I could take my L's, you know. And now let's get to the game, man. That Hunt play was so big, bro.
Yeah, that was huge.
Man, that was big, man. Cause all we had to do was get a stop. I felt like if we got that stop, we would have scored again. Cause that would not that right there wouldn't have put the game on Blood's shoulders. Cause I don't think he's ready to like actually carry a team when you down, and then you got to make a comeback like that. That's why Hunt didn't need to score like that, man. Cause I thought we was right there. I thought we read it perfect. I don't know how he got through that. That play hurt though. That play hurt bad. And we, Kamara talking about they DBs, this and that. I kept on telling her, I say, we missed on some deep passes because y'all DBs got burnt. And then Wiggins touched earth when he got hit with a double move. Because you've been calling it now. You've been saying it. You know, the right quarterback gonna touch him. But we called that one, man. You know, I think Rhymes need to be starting running back. I think he's the better back, bro. Since he finished today, I think the next game he need to be starting.
Yeah, he runs the hardest.
You know, because I think with that D line, that's not. We kind of saw that when he was at Alabama. When he was at Alabama A&M, big physical D line's not good for Corals. But we just took an L, man.
Let me ask you this: How do you feel about Eric Dooley? Honestly,
I feel fine. I feel fine about him, man. You know, it's just 2 games. Got more games. It's a marathon, man. Because you know, anything can happen. I feel fine about it, man. I feel like. Go ahead.
Now I don't know if Alabama State and I know this Jackson game wasn't out of conference. I know. Oh, so both of those games were out of conference, right? Alabama State and Southern.
Yeah.
I mean, Alabama State and Jackson. It was both out of conference games. That's the only thing saving you right now. It's the only thing saving you right now.
Yeah.
The only thing saving you.
But I saw some good things that we did, man.
Like what?
I saw some good things that we did.
Like
some of the stuff that you asked that we should run.
Like what?
You know, like them screen passes, them bubble screens. Like, you know, we ran a few of them.
Yeah, with the running back, yeah, that you ran a couple. Some of them were bad. Blood threw them late. You know what I'm saying? So got the running back killed. But yeah, a couple of them came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of them worked really well for y'all. I mean, but those are just easy passes to get your quarterback settled into the game, and Dooley doesn't seem to do that. So it just is what it is.
It's still a long season. So man, you know, because just thinking as a coach, as somebody that coaches, I look at it like this, man. You know, you took the L, you watch film, break it down, and get ready for the next game. You know, and I think he'll play better. I gotta say this too, man, to you, man. This other game made me so mad, bro. Because I was watching both. I was watching Southern and I was watching the Morgan State game.
Oh
bro.
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That one hurt, bro.
Dog, that's just if all you had to do was take knees and literally just punt the ball. Like I'm so confused, bro. I mean, literally, you could just do QB keeps, the QB. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, man. I really don't. Whew,
so you in that situation, you'd have took a knee.
Absolutely. I would have took 3 knees and punted the ball. Absolutely. Like and I know people are like, oh, Scotty, hindsight's 50-50. I'll tell you this. I probably would have did one run play up the gut, like straight up the gut, and then I'm taking knees. Because the game's over. The game, and I'm telling my punter to punt that hole out of bounds. My bad. I'm telling my punter to punt that hole out of bounds to make sure the game is over. And then we playing prevent when you get back. So we deeper than the deepest, okay? Like, it's not hard, man. Man, listen. I'm telling you.
I know you about to talk about that.
Woo!
Real bad. What is Monday?
Yeah, it's gonna be Monday. It's gonna be Monday.
It's gonna be Monday.
Yeah.
Ooh, I know you gonna have a lot to say because I know you like to hold people to the fire. So I guess you gonna hold his feet to the fire, huh?
Yeah, that offensive coordinator guy, he gotta hold that one. He gotta hold that one big time. Time. But all right, Coach Green, the people just wanted to see you take your L.
All right, man.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. Let me see. 9178 coming to you. I call you live.
Well, Scotty.
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Coach B, calling from Florida.
Talk to me, Coach.
Living from New Orleans. Yep, I ain't gonna see Dooley game today, but I know you're hard on Dooley, but at the same time, quarterback play. A quarterback from Pee Wee to the pros, you have to have a quarterback coach or a good OC. If you don't have a quarterback coach and a good OC in place, you can't compete. You can't win.
Okay, so Coach D, let me throw it back. Let me throw it back to you real quick. His quarterback coach is Willie Totten, and Coach Dooley is the OC. So now, okay, you just told me what you need. So I'm telling you what he has. Now it's back to you, Coach D. What you got?
Okay, I'm saying is you got them 2 guys in place. Both of them guys know how to play football. But now you're going to need somebody that's going to consult and make sure they're doing everything right. Because the pass routes, some of the plays they call them, you call them jet sweep. You're going east and west with the ball. You should be going north and south. It's a lot of things that play into it besides the head coach. So you want to point at the head coach, let's point at some big-time head coach that's losing. We could talk about, let's say it's swag, but we can talk about SEC, ACC. Everybody losing. You got to think about this. For the past 3 years, everybody been getting in shape. All the players in football, I'm watching TV to the pro. I see a lot of players in great shape. I look at ACC, Pac-12, I see a lot of players in great shape. But a lot of teams are losing because of fundamental coaching. Fundamental coaching, man. Guess what? Let's go back. And I hear you all the time. You just told a guy, man, let's run the ball. The Detroit Lions ran the ball. Kept the ball out of Mahomes' hand. You right. A lot of stuff you say is right. It's always football 101. Fundamental football. Let's go back, do it to the fundamentals. Get out there, spray, and try to play this old copycat 7-on-7, throw the ball down the field, jet sweep, east and west. Let's play some north and south football. And let's see Southern go back to fundamentals and see what happens.
Okay, so let me throw it to you back, Coach D. I say it like this.
Okay.
one, the problem that I have with Dooley is he doesn't make the subs to like. Okay, if it's like this, right? I always look at it. If your quarterback is off, I'm going to try to find a spark, right? And it's if that means putting in Noah Biden, if that means putting in Zay, you got to find a spark. You can always go back to Harold Blood, you know what I'm saying? But you got to find somebody that's going to lift your team. And to me, I don't think Harold Blood is that guy to lift your team. And if he's not, okay, let me say this. When you have guys like Shador, guys like Andrew, right? Those guys make other guys want to play to their level, right? Because Andrew could take over a game with his legs, he can take his game over, but you want to run through, like you'll run through a wall for players like Shador and Andrew, somewhat Musa or whatever. My thing is, Harold Blood doesn't make you, as a player, would not make me want to run through a wall for him because he can't make the basic stuff. He can't do the basic stuff of quarterbacking. So to me, you got to find a leader at the quarterback position that's going to rally your guys. So if it's Zay doing a crazy run and he dives for the first down head first, that's what galvanizes your troops. And like, oh man, we got a baller. Okay, let's go. You know, I've played with quarterbacks that you're like, man, if it ain't his day, he ain't gonna give you nothing else because he don't know how to. And I've also played with quarterbacks that will literally put the game on their back and like, yo, you don't want to do it, I'll do it. Like, you know, I've had both, and I've been experienced with both sides of that. So for me, as a head coach at Dooley, I think he has to find a better way to manage that type of leadership and finding the right guys to put people in place, because the thing that I'm telling you, the thing that Jackson State has is Irv Mulligan is going to do his damn job, and he's going to do it with a hard no. That's what makes them O-line block as hard as they do or go, because they know once Irv getting the ball, something special gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to find that guy in his system. Who is that guy at the quarterback place? That's just my little 2 cents. What you got, Coach D?
Hey, bro, I'm cool with you, man. I like the way you break down the game, man. And at the end of the day, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. And I don't know the quarterback because I don't follow them, but you know, to see how they progressing. But I also know that tomorrow, today or tomorrow, NFL got what, about 50% black quarterbacks starting. You know, I'm 62 years old. You know, I remember when Doug Williams played scab. We gonna need quarterback coaches. John Elway said it best. He said, man, look, I'm the GM of Wyoming for the Denver Broncos, and I played quarterback. And I can't find a quarterback. He's being real. Just because I played the game don't mean that, you know, just because I played the game don't mean I know the Jordan says also in basketball. Man, I could play a game, but I can't teach the next man to be Michael Jordan. That makes sense? But Scotty, you know football, bro, man, you need to help some QBs, bro, because the small things, what you be saying, that's football 101, man. I don't care from TV to the pros. You gonna hand that ball. 2 things you can do to football: either run with it or pass.
That's it. That's all you can do with it. But Coach, let me say this, right? The problem that I have is the lack of formation changes in Dooley. See, if you don't really know what you're looking for, you'll be like, "Oh, Scotty, what do you mean?" Let me tell you the formations you're gonna get with Dooley. You're gonna get empty. You're gonna get a 2x2 and a 3x1. That's it. That's all you're gonna get. You're gonna get empty. You're gonna get a 3x1 and a 2x2 with a running back in it. You're not gonna get the double tight end sets. You're not gonna get the bunch formations. You're not gonna get the tight close. You're not gonna get any of those. So there's no eye candy. There's nothing to make you say like, whoa, I've never seen this before. Like, what could they do here? Or it's that. That's when people ask me like, Scotty, why are you so hard on Dooley? It's because he's not giving you anything that's different than anything else. It's just simply, 3x1, this, that, whatever. And if you're good at what you do, then yes, right? You can have those simple formations and it all work together. But Dooley's not good, nor does he add a lot of motion to his formations. So it's just little nuances like that to me that I'm like, I'm not seeing it. Just not seeing it. Because if you see Jackson, you know, TC Taylor would double stack the receivers. He'll have 2 tight ends offset. He'll have, you know, a bunch formation. Like, you see different things, and you just and it keeps you guessing. But Dooley doesn't do that. Last point, Coach D, before I let you go.
Yeah. I appreciate what you're saying, man.
No problem, Coach D.
You talk about.
Appreciate you. 61-34 coming to you. I see you 46-20, and I see you 24-75. Y'all be my last 2 after this one. Hey, 61-34 coming to you.
Hey, this is Charles calling from New Jersey.
What's up, man? Talk to me.
Yeah, man. What's really the problem with Dooley is that you see between Jackson State and Southern is that Southern's offense is too old school. Like, it's just his spread running gun shoot doesn't work in the modern era.
That's good.
Like, the offense is very still. There's no motion. There's no flow. There's some things wrong with Harold Blood, but the offense is too static to where he don't give any options. Like, when you look at the route for Southern, they're all deep. There's no, like, hey, if the defender do this, there's no adjustments in the route. Everything is all static. That's why when you will look a certain way, if it wasn't there, he would just tap the ball because he had no other option. Compare that to Jackson State offense. It's a air raid offense. So keys for the air raid offense, if you see when they go 3-by-1, anytime that key receiver, that number 3 receiver is playing, if there's no defender on him, it's an automatic throw. Dooley's offense is too robotic. It's too stiff. And since he's the head coach and he runs the offense, you have to let go of Eric Dooley because the team is an offensive team. It's not like he's a defensive mind and someone else is called the offense. The team is going to go as far as the offense is going to go, and it's not going to go anywhere. So with that, you kind of have to let Eric Dooley go.
I want you to go a little deeper into that, Coach, is because to me, it's not even adjustments like, okay, if you have a fade and the guy stays over top of you, you break it off into a comeback or you get what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing like that somewhere. Or you throw the back shoulder fade instead of you having to force the fade. Like, you're not even seeing those type of options, nor are you seeing the rub route option or two-way go option, right? Because to me, when you have a Harold Blood and you want to give quick routes, get your Jalen Howards in the slot, give him a two-way go, and then that's the easy stuff for Blood. Look right, come back left, boom, and I hit you with a slant. Or a Texas route from the running back coming out the backfield. Like, none of this, you're not seeing any of this. And to me, to be an offensive-minded guy and not helping your quarterback with just the concepts and easy reads, it just doesn't make any sense to me, Coach.
Yeah, it's just that his offense is too outdated. He's like a poor man's Jimbo Fisher.
Very poor.
He's a poor
Very
Jimbo
poor.
Fisher. But Southern needs either he has to step aside and get someone younger, or they just need a brand new coach because the offense is just too outdated. Like, when they go 2-by-2, Jackson is going to match it. Any team in the SWAC is just going to match it up with numbers. Like as you saw with Jackson State, they'll have a stack. Like, the formations naturally put you in conflict. Eric Dooley does none of that.
Absolutely.
Even if you want to still run the same route, at least switch it up. You got to at least make it look different.
Facts.
It could be the same thing, but you got to make it. Like, if I'm a D-back, I'm like, maybe this, maybe that. It's just very straightforward, very direct. It's pretty boring.
What's funny is the first wheel route I ever seen Dooley run was actually coming out the backfield. The touch pass that Blood did with the wheel route coming out from the running back, right? But see, the thing to me is how you would normally run that. And Coach, you can tell me, because how we would run it was we would go double slants, right? So we would go like double slants especially if it's man to man. You go double slants, and then you'll have but you would tighten up the formation. It wouldn't be so wide. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You would tighten up the formation. It wouldn't be so wide. And the inside guy will run a slant. The outside guy might run like a skinny post just to kind of hold the safety down. And that slant on the inside is going to rub off that linebacker to make sure the running back can bust out of the wheel. And it's usually wide open. You run into the crib. But you don't even see that.
Yeah, usually with the wheel, you kind of want to do it into the boundary. Either get like a motion, you can either motion to it or motion away from it to get the defense to throw another way, and then the slant in the wheel will make someone open. Either someone's going to pick up the slant and the wheel's going to be open, or they're going to over push on the wheel
and the slant comes open. Yep.
But you gotta get more motion. You gotta add different personnel. They say Dooley go fast, but the tempo really isn't that fast. It's really not that fast.
Listen, I'm so over Dooley and his so-called offensive genius. So I'm good on it. Anything else, Coach, before I let you go?
He's not that. Nah. This is like my first game watching like Dooley, and it's high school. Like it's a high school offense.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, that's all I got.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, 7 played tonight. He didn't have no special game, but he definitely played. He did his thing. I think he had a couple punt returns. Wait, coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
What up, Scotty? So on the Morgan State game.
Oh, Jesus.
The last few plays of that game, Davis, the running back for Morgan State, he was battered. I mean, he was dazed. I would have pulled him out that game. He looked like he was holding on. He was like at the 9 count. The boy was staggering. He was knocked out. For them to run that play like he did, he took some big time hits. So that last hit he took, if you go back and look at the last hit he took when he fumbled it, he just laid there. That boy was dead on his feet. That's what I hated about that game. They ran him too much. He was gassed. Now with Dooley reminds me of an old coach I used to have. Dude, I think he's in a place of damn if I do, damn if I don't. If he brings in an OC and they start winning, I believe that's going to make him look bad because everybody's going to say he should have did that a long time ago. So they're going to ice him out of there. But if he's going to write it on out, if I know, like with Dooley, do you think he's going to be able to coach anywhere else if they let him go at Southern?
Negative. Unless it's a D2 school.
Yeah, D2 school. This is his last rodeo. If I know this is my last rodeo, I'm holding on to dear life. Damn if I do, damn if I don't. This is a little too late for him. That's why I believe he's just going to ride this thing out. I've had coaches like that. Well, shit, they ain't going to go nowhere else, this and that, whatever. He ain't going to be able to recruit. Just like the previous caller said, he's stuck in time. Basic high school shit.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to write it on out. That's my commentary on that. So that's all I got. But, yeah, go back and look at that Morgan State game. They ran that ball too damn much in the last few plays of that game.
Hey, man, appreciate the call, Wake. Last caller, 2475, coming to you. $2475, you live. All right, that's it. Listen, I saw somebody said giving too much credit. I heard people say I'm giving too much. I'm talking too much about Dooley and losing and things like that. No, I'm just giving the perspective of the other side of it. Listen, I think Powell State played it. Listen, the thing that's funny to me when I give Powell State credit, people still say I don't give Powell State credit, right? I think TC Taylor and Maurice Harris understand what their team is, and they call their plays that are in the benefit for the team. And you cannot get mad at that because it might not always produce wins, but it will damn sure make you competitive, right? Because if you go up against a team, once again, the way football works is if you are great at something and a team comes in and stops it, that's what makes the other team great. You get what I'm saying? So the thing with Powell State is that they're great at running the ball. They're great at being balanced, right? That's what they want to do. They want to be balanced. They don't need to throw the ball around the yard 40 times. That's not their game, right? They do what they do. So stop us. And Southern couldn't stop it. It's very simple. So you can't listen. It might not look pretty. It might not look the most flashiest, but they do what they do well. And you can't get mad at that. You can't be like, oh, that it doesn't make any sense. Yes, do we want to see trips right and in post routes and fades and bombs over Baghdad, right? We want to just see it. That's not their style of play. And they're cool with that. Same thing went back in the Alcorn's day when they ran the ball 50 million times, right? That's not their style of play. So for me, right? For me, you got to give credit for Powell State coming in on the road into a hostile environment and dictating the game. And you'll be lying to yourself if you said at any point in time you thought Southern had a chance to win this game. Because the funny thing to me is this, I think this is the funniest thing to me when it comes to Southern. They start the game off really when nobody knows what you're going to do, when nobody has any adjustments on you or any time. They look so good. Southern is the spades player that wants to that don't want to bid. That is what Southern is. Southern is the spades player that never wants to bid. You know what? We'll just whoever has the most books wins. No. We're not playing like that. No. I think that'll be really great. Whoever just has the most books wins. Like, no, bid your hand. Bid your hand. Right? That is what Southern is, because when they come out the gate, nobody knows or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They look really good. Harold Blood looked like he the second coming of Joe Montana. Oh, ha. He's slinging it around. As soon as the other team makes adjustments, as soon as you tell that spades player to bid his hand, I think I got 4. How do you think you have 4? You either listen. You either have 4 or you don't. It ain't no. I think I no. You either got 4 or you don't. 3 in a possible. 3 in a possible. Did he end up getting 5? You'll be like, bro, you said you had 3 in a possible. You know what? Southern is the people that you be like, hey, keep your books. Right? Because that is what they do. Like, Southern is that team that when they come out in the beginning, they look sharp, clean. Ooh, they can play. But then as the game go along and you have to make the adjustments to the other team because they've made adjustments to you, kaput. Absolutely kaput. They don't make the necessary adjustments. And the one thing you can constantly see when it comes to a Powell State team is that they're going to play 60 minutes. They're going to play 60 minutes of a ball game. If they up, if they down, if it's tied, they're going to play 60 minutes of a ball game. Good, bad, indifferent, or ugly, Powell State gonna give you 60 minutes of their time. So to me, it's like, hey, we can withstand the surge because of our fortitude to play the whole game. We understand that there's 4 quarters in this game, and you can't just beat us in the first one and think we ain't going to do what we do still in the third and fourth. And that's why you got to respect how they won this game, because it's simply a matter of wills, of a matter of identities. They say style makes fights, but once they say styles make fights, but when you get two boxers that box the same, then it becomes who does it better, who is more technically sound, who can make the adjustments, who can do the best, who can do the counter punches, right? And that is what Paho State did the best. They were the better counter puncher, right? Southern comes down and they go 14. Oh, thought you had us. One play to the house, right? Oh, we're making a drop. Thought you had it. Pick. Oh, we're making a drop. Thought you had it. Fumble. Miss field goal. Block something. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. So my last assessment for both these teams are this. If you're playing a Paho State team, understand you have to play for 4 quarters. And you have to make Paho State one-dimensional. That means you have to go into the game saying Jason Brown is going to have to beat me. If Jason Brown throws for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, you go to the middle of the field, you shake his hand and say, well done, young man. You won the game. But Irv Mulligan and your 3 to 4 yard passes are not going to beat me today, sir. No, sir. And if I'm Southern, Harold Blood does not start the next game. Harold Blood, somebody, Noah Biden, Zay, somebody has to give me a spark. This is what it is. This is what it is. But hey, guys, listen, I appreciate your time. All right, listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless. Make sure y'all Bama's go to church. I know, listen, go get your praise and worship on. I know a lot of you guys are salty and sad. Get your praise and worship on. All right.